Welcome back to Let's Play Higurashi. Will they call it Watanagashi? Without the webcam this time, obviously. Have you noticed that in probably all of my videos these days, the bird chirps right at the start, as if the bird is also like, yeah, welcome back. It's like quiet for the most part, aren't you, birds? Well, that depends, really. Sometimes it's really loud throughout a video. You know, that ear-piercing that the bird sometimes does. No, it completely has nothing to do with this, but I need a new amp lead, because my one is fucked. Like, I plug it in, and this is the sound you get if it's not, like, perfectly lined up. It sounds like really freaking loud. And, like, I just, like, switched it with a different lead and used the faulty lead to plug it in my guitar, because I need two leads for the effects pedal, right? And that somehow cancels that out. But for some reason, it makes sense that it would be still faulty. It has that annoying sound that carries with it, where it's like freaking annoying, man. Like this one lead that my guitar tutor has. And I forgot what freaking make it was, because I want to get one of those, because these sound reliable. But that's got nothing to do with this. I'm just rambling. Let's get on with the plot. Is what I would say, but a random joke first. I randomly thought, you know, this morning, you know the song, what was the song? Blaze of Glory by Bon Jovi. That opening lyric where he says, I wake up in the morning and blah blah, something hair ahead. And I just thought, replace the lyrics as, I wake up in the morning and I trim my pubic hair. I can imagine that going with it, and it just amused me. I just thought I'd share that because that just sounds random. What's the matter, Keychain? Why are you telling jokes? There's no time for jokes. The key to my house I always carry around is gone. Man, where did I lose it? It's fine today since my parents are home, but still, this is bad.
It sure is troublesome, but you forget it somewhere.
You know what? The previous part where I'm freaking out the webcam on is just like, for me, it's also a baffling thing as well. I mean, I give these characters his voice and all that, but seeing me, like, appear on screen on the webcam doing those voices, just like, it's just weird, so surreal. How the hell am I freaking doing these voices with these characters? It does not fit, does it? Just like, take one look at me, it's like, does he look like someone who'd like make a voice like that? Well, I'll have to voice female character, so, you know what, I gotta freaking do something with it.
What did you drop it?
It just seems weird when you really look at it, doesn't it? It's just so surreal. Which one was it? Heck, even when I do the freaking echo voice and the Blackboard voice, it's just weird. I know, maybe even my own normal voice. Actually, the voice I'm like speaking in right now is kind of my normal voice, but at the same time it's not. Because I'm like speaking in that kind of like, you know, I don't know how to describe it, commentary style way, or wherever you want to word it. I don't talk like this to just anyone, you know. It's only when recording, or when I'm like being like, making jokes and sarcastic and all that to people. Like, otherwise, well, my voice can be there all over the place anyway, but that's most of them just joking around, but you get the idea my normal voice is a bit, I don't even know how to describe my normal voice, really. I actually have quite a deep voice. Actually, maybe even this voice right here, my commentary voice here, has a deep sound to it. I don't know, does it matter? No. Did I take it with me this morning in the first place? We have more important matters here, huh?
Keiichi, did that key have anything that would make it stand out?
Yeah, it's on a keychain. It was a blue fur seal, something I made for some homework a long time ago.
How does it have its eyes shut like it's taking a nap?
Oh, how did you know? Yeah, that's it. Mion looked away and began to whistle.
See, you went for dinner at Angel Mort a couple of days ago, right? That night the staff found a key, and there was a fur seal keychain attached to it. She said that she suddenly grew flustered and added that Shion had told her about it.
Yeah, just like, oh, I forgot all about that, isn't it? So I dropped it then. That must be a nightmare, losing something like that in like a restaurant or pretty much any public place. It's kind of mind-boggling in a way. Like, some people can be complete, thieving bastards in those type of scenarios. But there are times, when they're actually, like, they don't like, oh, I'm gonna steal this, and be like, no, return it to its rightful owner. Actually, that probably happens more often than not, really. I don't know.
But aren't you glad they found it? I'm sure they're looking after it for you. That's right. Why don't you go? Shion looks the same as me, so you'll know her by sight.
This was a rather unexpected development.
Once again, I had no choice but to go and meet with Shion. I also had to thank her for the bento from yesterday. Besides, taking some time and chatting with the other side of Mion might be interesting. Half-jokingly, I began to think about things like this.
Right, Angel Mort was it? I'll head over to Shion's restaurant to get my key back. While I'm at it, having a nice spot of tea might not be a bad idea.
You know the stereotype about British people and tea?
I'm British, technically. But I can't even remember the last time I drank tea. It's not like everyone's obsessed with tea in the country, It's just like, I don't know.
I mean, there probably is some truth to it, there are some people that love their damn tea, but really it seems more people are more into coffee than that, really, isn't it? Or alcohol in a lot of cases, it seems. I remember one time, like, having a coffee. Well, I've had coffee a couple of times, but, like, I had one, like, properly, you go out and actually get a coffee rather than make it yourself. It was alright, I guess. I've only done that literally once, I think, in my entire life so far. You sound like an English gentleman. That totally doesn't suit you, Keychain. Just thinking, English gentleman. What would count as an English gentleman in this day and age? I mean, you can't be all the stereotypical kind of posh. You have to spice it up a bit. You gotta, like, rejuvenate it. You've gotta make it modern, damn it. How would you be a modern gentleman? And, well, it doesn't matter, really, does it? It's like an English gentleman, a Scottish gentleman, a Welsh gentleman, an Irish gentleman, or whatever gentleman. I guess just English gentleman just seems like the go-to one for it, really, isn't it? I just keep thinking, like, Chavs, for example, complete opposite of that. He's like, you fucking what, man? I'll fucking bash you fucking idiot. I'll tell you, you're fucking fuck. I know. It's just like, there are a fair amount of people like that, but not all. It's just like, when people, like, have this image of, like, it being like, oh, it's like, all people speak with a posh accent, and then there's, like, you got a variety of accents throughout, like, I haven't even, well, I have. I've technically been to England in the past, but it's been years. But I've heard plenty of English accents, and they're all a variety of different. They don't all have that, oh yes, absolutely, we're posh. That just sounds a bit Irish a little bit, isn't it? Maybe. But, there's a variety of different accents, It's just like, I just imagine, like, tourists going to London and running into, like, a chav or something. And he'd be like, this was not what I thought London was. I thought it was all posh people. What is these people give me the ugly eyes and say, fuck off, you fucking... I'll leave that last bit out, actually. I do not say the C word in my videos. That is a rule. I'll edit that out, if I remember to. But they sure do use the C word a lot. You see it on the internet as well, anyways. Is this the restaurant, the one that Michan's little sister's working at? Yeah, why don't we go together? We're at right now. Sorry to disappoint you, but I have plans for my father today. Some other time. Let us say you pretty disappointed about having to miss such a great opportunity. You said they're twins, but they really look that much alike. Enough to mistake which switch. Yeah, they're totally the same. At least on the outside. Like Mion, she's well-mannered and really cute, though. In response to my teasing, Mion violently began to argue with me. I couldn't help but burst out laughing at Mion's little farce. It's interesting twins, really, isn't it? It's like, you got different types of twins. Well, I forget the words used for it. You got twins that don't look alike, you got twins that look alike, and I think there's twins that can be of opposite gender. So it's kind of, it's interesting, I guess, you know. It's like they can have like similar personalities, and then they can have twins that are complete opposites as well. I remember knowing two twins when I was younger, and like everyone had trouble telling them apart. But I thought I could tell them apart because they looked slightly different. They looked the same, but there was a slight difference I'd noticed, and I can't even remember what that was. Anyways, after all, they weren't just identical; they were the same person. Oh shit, forgot. Word of the day! Actually, let's go for the English section here. Let's find something random. How Keychain. Lovely, beautiful. Keychain. The I is not in brackets here, so I imagine that's like added on for emphasis. Yeah, for example, let's go like another example. It's like, you've got lovely eyes. Mega Keychain. It doesn't have not at the end there, it has this instead. But very nice kind. Okay, that's completely different actually. This is what bugs me about this. It's like, there's just like different wordings depending on the situation. It makes me think, you know, English may be like a bit confusing at times, but it's pretty straightforward when you get the hang of it. It's just really confusing when you really look at it at the same time. There's so many bloody words. Anyways, after going home, I changed my clothes and dogged my bird coat and made a college. Just thinking that I would be able to meet Shion again gave me a mysterious feeling. Shion, a name for a different kind of Mion. She was a serious and ridiculous person, believing she had lived ever like that. I noticed I was pedaling along quite happily. Could it be that's why I was looking forward to meeting Shion? I felt a sense of giddy anticipation, like I was headed towards a new friend's house for the first time. Giddy. Whenever I see that word, I think of a Zeta Plays, well, an actual Zeta Plays Let's Play. Like, he's more known for doing Let's Nots Play, because, you know, he has this kind of wheelcraft thing. He just plays random games, essentially, like any game on the NES, Nintendo, Genesis, all that shit. It's kind of hard to explain, he's a bit different compared to a lot of other Let's Plays in that regard. But anyways, he, like, did a Let's Play of, what was it called? It was that type of Tetris game, but it was Pokemon themed. I forget what it's called. Pokemon Puzzling, I think it was. And he's like playing on the highest difficulty. He's pretty damn good at that, because like he usually sucks at games, but he's good at Tetris. And like when he's facing Team Rocket, and James is all like, "I'm feeling giddy." Just like kind of amusing as well, because like it has a bit of lag in one of the videos, or two of the videos of that Let's Play. And it just sounds so weird. It just like, oh. It just sounds so weird. But anyway, that's what I think of anytime I see the word giddy. What Reddit said about Mion actually being really feminine sprang to mind once again. The youthful Shion said of Mion, self-consciousness from being the only one left out that side, whose feelings mixed together. A little Shion, Mion's little twin sister, until she left like a hammer, fell like a man, and then she was Mion. It was what I just realized. Is that an accordion? It reminds me of a freaking soundtrack to Muller 3. This one track definitely must use an accordion. Anyways, I mean, she was Mion, it was fine to just call her Shion, right? Mion might be trying to have some fun by acting out a different persona.
Persona! I haven't played that. I still haven't played Persona 4 Golden yet. I have been somewhat tempted to play it. Insert those random Persona 4 clips in with why Puck next to your doctor cell be on the channel, but still haven't got around to it. So I reached the top of the steep hill, the horizon expanded before me. I was unresisting. Last time I wasn't embarrassed since I was here with Dad, but this time was alone. I was strangely self-conscious about it. Join the club, Keiichi. That was the previous part in a nutshell. It's like I feel awkward being on the cam here. Meet Shion and get my key back. That was all this task was supposed to be. If I dawdled around like this, maybe Shion would find me before she headed into work. I did say Shion the first time, right? Sometimes I'll just like say the wrong freaking word or name and not even notice it till I'm editing. Hey, what are you doing, Keiichi Maimara? You're just here to get your key back, you know? And you know, that's another thing. Anytime I see hey, I think of freaking Mystery Dungeon with Crawfish, who's always like, hey! It's not like you, some love-struck schoolboy here to hand over a love letter. The forts inside my head were slowly turning into a jumbled mess. I came to the realization that I was downright giddy. I'm feeling giddy. That's why, for just a bit. Just a tiny little bit. I got a little carried away and did something really stupid. And what is that? I kicked over a parked motorcycle that was blocking the sidewalk. Oh, yeah, I remember this. It was in the way, sure, but there was absolutely no need for me to kick it. Motorbike, right? You do not want to do that, Keiichi. Do you know how precious those are to their owners? I don't think you do. I definitely think I got too carried away. Funk, clank, crash! As the free bike toppled one after another like dominoes, a loud noise that caused snapped me back to my senses. Ooh, somebody's gonna get their head kicked in. Oh, shit. What the hell do you think you're doing? The owners of those free bikes were right there. They looked exactly like what you'd call thugs up to no good. Well, they've got perfectly good reason to be pissed off at it, though. They lifted their heads up in an imposing manner and yelled angrily in a way I had never heard before. The three of them beelined towards me, the worn-down heels of their thin-soled shoes slapping noisily against the pavement. I could only stare listlessly as if I were watching some far-off event that didn't concern me at all. By the time I realized it, I had been grabbed by the collar and lifted onto my tiptoes. Don't be playing dumb! You knocked over my bike, didn't ya? Knocked him over! Ah! Free bikes were completely ignoring the rules of grammar, but the way they spoke was enough to make me tremble. Just like that, my composure drained away, my legs buckled and my blood grew dry enough to crack. I mean, imagine if they spoke in a really elegant way. It'd be weird, wouldn't it? I'm sorry, I accidentally my ass! You kicked it, didn't you, dumbass? You're completely at fault, so that was nothing. That's Keiichi's fault. I was completely at fault, so there was nothing I could say in my defense. As a result, I was pulled even higher. The hell, man? Just pay all the stuff! You brat! Who put you up to this, eh? This is your goddamn fault! If we have them to yell at me, I have no idea what each of them was saying. Getting so enraged I was only listening while dumbstruck they grabbed an empty plastic crate from a nearby store and began to smash her quickly against the telephone panel. Cracks formed in the crate, plastic shards flying everywhere. They then slammed it full force into the shuttered storefront. Smash! The shutter let out a frighteningly loud noise. Still not satisfied, they flopped over a case of empty cans, scattering its contents all over the place. This was not normal. You know, we only tend to hear that in intense situations, and I'm sure this is kind of intense normally, but it's a different type, isn't it? It was something you saw often on television or in manga, but I never thought seeing it in person would be this terrifying. Well, yeah, it's played for laughs, but if you found yourself realistically in a situation, it wouldn't exactly be laughs, would it? I became painfully aware that the safety of civilized society was only held up by such a frail concept as morals. Just like
You piss or fuck off, they're gonna kick the shit out of you. My knees clapped together noisily. Static began to pep my vision. This is what you would call absolute terror. There was nothing I could do to stop this frightening spectacle of violence. I could only pray for help. The fear I felt was just too much. Would somebody help me? My gaze floundered about the surrounding area. I was surrounded by these three hoodlums. No way would there be a passerby brave enough to intervene. Maybe this was what you call reaping what you sow. If I were a passerby, there would be no doubt that I'd ignore what was going on. So this was somewhat of a cosmic revolution. The bystander effects. Fucking say something! I'll fucking stab ya! The way they're like wording it. I mean, I know it's translated and all that, but they don't sound like Japanese fuck. They just sound like British fucks, maybe. It's like, I'll fucking stab you, mate, you tipped over my fucking bike. No, actually. Maybe an Irish accent. Like, fucking. Like, I don't know, I've heard it actually pronounced that way. With an Irish accent, so, I don't know. Fucking say something, I'll fucking stab you, mate. Angry yelling loud enough to rail my eardrums, speared forth right in front of my face. My waning consciousness was forcefully dragged back to the horns. The thug had cocked back his free hand and twisted his body when suddenly a metallic taste filtered to the back of my throat. A chill ran down my spine like a jolt of electricity. Seeing what was going to happen next, I squeezed my eyes shut as tightly as possible and grit my teeth. You're making quite a racket, you stupid pieces of trash. Get out of my sight! That voice was a short distance away. Still holding me by the collar, the three thugs spun around to look behind them. The fuck you say? Standing there was Mion. She stood there displaying an imposing stature that I'd never seen before. She didn't have the same look on her face that she did when we were playing around during class. Those were the eyes that would instill fear in anyone who looked upon them, the eyes of a raptor. They were the epitome of terror. At the same time, they were the most reassuring things in the world. I'll only say this one more time. Let's go up Keychain and get lost. Mion, without an ounce of fear, laid down her Of course, there was no way the other three wouldn't go after they were left. The situation instantly turned explosively dangerous. You fucking bitch! I'll fucking bash your fucking head in! It's hard to take the scene serious with that accent I'm giving a visit. Stop it, Mion. These guys are like rabid dogs. No amount of bluffing will work. Mion, it's dangerous. So I knew what I was saying was pathetic, but I couldn't let Mion get involved in this. No matter how he looked at it, Mion was only bluffing. But did Mion even know the meaning of the word bluff? However, the reason behind everything soon became apparent. They were slowly increasing in number little by little. At first it was only businessmen on their way home stopping to take a look. Then it was housewives in the middle of shopping taking a gander. Next, what seemed like the owner of some shop showed up, and it was pretty clear he wasn't just looking. Around Mion there was already about 7 people gathered. It felt different than people coming out to support a friend. If I had to say why, it's because the group that gathered was diverse in age and gender. The 3 folks seemed to slowly realize that there was something strange about the situation. Who the hell are you 2 guys? Behind them at some point, 4 more people of differing clothes and ages had gathered. A girl who looked to be in middle school, a man wearing a bakery apron. Ooh, so threatening. An old lady in a house cleaning smock. Oh my god! More and more people of various ages. Their gazes compared to Mion's were of hostility, of intimidation. Before I realized that over 10 people had formed a ring around us. At that moment, 5 elementary schoolers ran in and joined the circle. There were some familiar faces, some of our classmates. Then these people were residents of Higurashi. More and more people from Higurashi gathered around. In obvious contrast, the residents of Okinawa and Watanagashi were passing by as quickly as possible. The fuck are you guys? The fuck away! Our group surrounding us had suddenly swelled to around 20 people. Completely encircled, the faces of the thugs began to show the first signs of panic. Nobody spoke a word, Mion included. That made everything completely unnatural, and depending on which side you were on, completely terrifying. Only the thugs' voices echoed out like they were screaming. Somebody took a step forward, closing the gap between them. As they did, everybody else took a step forward, shrinking the circle. The hoodlums went pale as they were pushed together back to back, while still yelling angrily. They were trying to string together vulgarities, but for some reason it sounded like they were crying out for help. Who's that? Was it certain or so? Okay. Alright. What's going on here? What's going on? It was a solidly built officer cut his way through the crowd. At some point, 2 police cars had arrived. Some passerby had undoubtedly called for them. Several burly officers appeared from inside the second vehicle. Oh, officer, good timing. There you go, the extortionists, caught red-handed. Please arrest them.
The fuck? This press the one that's done wrong here!
Mion, returning to her usual self, was nonchalantly pointing out the hoodlums to the police. Of course, the thugs were furious, but now that it had come to this, there was nothing they could do. It was theirs. Okay, come over here for a sec. Come on already. The officers handcuffed the thugs, then dragged them towards the patrol cars.
The fuck, let me go! We have victims here, are you listening, damn it?
That's a bit of a Loudred voice there, isn't it, to hide it? No matter how much of a ruckus they caused, I suppose it fits then, and let's with the loudness, caused the officers paid no heed. In the blink of an eye, they were crammed inside the 2 vehicles. They could still be heard yelling while inside the police cars, but they were saying what they were saying was no longer intelligible. It wasn't really to begin with. Oh, it's Keiichi.
Are you alright? Are you injured?
He was probably a detective. The man leading the police peered at my face.
No, not really. Well, that's a bit of a silver lining then. Well then, have a good year.
The portly man, after taking a quick look around, addressed the crowd.
Thank you, citizens, for your timely reports. Thanks to your efforts, we were able to keep the peace today. It's a wonderful thing. And all that shit.
Thank you for your hard work, Detective Keiichi. As a citizen, I thank you for your daily efforts. It's an honor for a detective from the 1st Division to come out all this way. The way Shion talked didn't have a very pleasant tone.
It was a coincidence. I happened to hear the call over the radio on my way back from the prefectural office. I just made a little detour.
Please keep up the good work. I pray for success in your future endeavors.
Ah, shucks. It's a good thing there were no injuries. It's a sign we're done here. Let's go. Well then, have a good year. I'm sorry, could you make way?
The detective named Keiichi, after joyfully making pleasantries, lumbered over to the waiting police car. They quickly set off, disappearing down the city street. It was over so quickly I was dumbstruck. I didn't even get to ask the officer what was going on. It was like they came here quickly to disperse the mob before any trouble could start. After making sure the police cars had left, Mion snapped her fingers sharply. Alright, that's a wrap. Don't come back. That was the signal. The tension melted away in an instant as everyone began smiling. The middle-aged man helped me up.
Are you okay, young lover? Next time, pick your fights a bit better. It's not like I won in the fight. Are you hurt anywhere? If you hit your head, it would be a good idea to get an x-ray taken.
I freaking knew it! I should have adjusted voice. Are you hurt anywhere? If you hit your head, it would be a good idea to get an x-ray taken. No. I know the lady, I didn't know the name of, was concerned about my name. Who's speaking this time? Rumble. Okay. You were lucky this happened right in front of the station when it was busy, otherwise you wouldn't have been able to gather as many people. Next time be more careful. City kids these days are pretty unruly. Presumed warned by the old lady in the smoke. As Shion finished applauding the dispersing group for their efforts, she strode over to me. Well, you're pretty good, Keychain. Well, to think you should be more careful about who you pick a fight with.
Thanks, Mion. saved my bacon there.
Like I said, I'm Shion. She made a troubled expression as she turned the gaze downward, blushing in embarrassment. I heard from my sister. That fur seal keychain was yours, Keiichi.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're just heading to the restaurant.
And you ended up feeling so excited that you got mixed up in something weird. Now it is my turn for my face to turn red.
I didn't want to admit that she was spot on. Well, I was just unlucky, but you really saved me, Shion.
You don't have to thank me. So if you see somebody else getting bullied, help them out, okay? We value that kind of thing very highly here.
I was well versed in that sense of... But the way I was rescued just now, something seemed a little off about that. While I was helped out, it was honestly to an almost disturbing degree.
You're coming into the restaurant, right? You must be tired, so why don't you relax for a bit? Like treat.
Seems that you got a glimmer of suspicion in my eyes. Without waiting for my answer, Shion began.
Higurashi when they cry.
This music totally has that, like it would not be out of place in Karano Shoujo. It has that kind of soundtrack when like going through the town and all that and doing all this detective work.